Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is March the 26th, 2018. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Strong hand. All right, so I'm wearing one of these Bitcoin to the Moon t-shirts again. You can check out bitcointothemoon.com/merchandise.html below if you want to get these awesome t-shirts. This is the second one from this dude that I'm wearing. I guess tomorrow maybe I'll wear Martin's Blockchain Center t-shirt. Martin from Australia again. You saw this beforehand. He sent this from the Blockchain Center in Melbourne. I wrote you last night, Melbourne. Martin, thank you very much for everything you do down there and for sending me shirts and cool Bitcoin toys like that. Kids enjoy them. The little Meisters like them. All right. So check out the link section below. Obviously, if you want to get t-shirts, Trezors, there's discount codes, all that stuff that I usually talk about. Thank you yesterday for Don Cornelius again. He is in motion. He has a new channel. I linked to his video below. He sent me $10 in the super chat yesterday, which is really cool of him to do. So I'm supporting him. You guys should check him out. And you got to love the name Don Cornelius, if you know anything about Don Cornelius. All right, so let's jump into this ICO related tweet here, or a Medium post about the quality of ICOs. And it's an interesting post, and the guy concludes 81% of ICOs were scams. Wow. 6% failed, 5% had gone dead, and 8% went on to trade on an exchange. All right. So I remember back in July, when I was in Perth, Australia, I was having conversations. This was at like the ICO height, it seemed like. Everyone was asking me about ICOs. And I warned, I'm like, you cannot get into this type of thing. You just stick with the Bitcoin. And, you know, what was Bitcoin then? $2,000 some dollars. So again, the people who didn't listen to me, that I guess there was an 81% chance that they got into an ICO scam. And had they listened to me, they would have just gotten Bitcoin in. I think they'd be a lot happier than being totally ripped off by fake ICOs. And you know, still people are interested in these ICOs to this very day. I mean, I was at that conference in San Francisco, a cryptocurrencies conference. Just everyone's talking about ICOs, and that was just in January. So this isn't ending. And, you know, we've got prominent names out there in the space, you know, trying to, you know, talk about their own ICOs. And the bottom line, I mean, this guy does a pretty good job of explaining that it is risky as anything. There are no sure things. And I know some of you are going to say, well, no, 81% is a high number. Well, check out what the guy has to say, okay? And remember, everyone watching this show live or on tape or wherever, pound that like button. Do it right now. And, of course, check out the links below. Subscribe to the channel. And bang that bell button, because a lot of you are not getting reminders when the show gets posted. And, you know, YouTube does whatever they want to do. And, hey, and I'm on YouTube's platform. I got to deal with them. No complaints. You just got to be a little bit proactive sometimes. Check this channel every day. Speaking of every day, I do post a new video here every day, except 2 days of the year. One of them is coming up. That is the second day of Passover. So on Friday morning, we're going to have an early This Week in Bitcoin. Then I'm going to have my Seder on Friday night. And then the second Seder will be on Saturday night. And so Saturday, there will be no show. There will be no show. And that is because I am Jewish. That's the bottom line right there. All right. So, and I like to remind people, you know, I'm proud of being Jewish and everything. You should be proud of who you are. So let's check out this awesome tweet. It's a poll, actually. Which altcoin would you rather buy if you had to? And the poll is still going on, guys. The poll, you could vote in this poll. 4% said Bcash, 56% said Litecoin, Dogecoin 7%, 33% Ethereum. So yeah, some of that's not very surprising that Litecoin is the number. I mean, it's not scientific, but Bcash is super low. My God. Anyway, you decide what you want to decide, and you can vote what you want to vote. Check that out below. These Twitter polls can be fun, and you can follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt, on Steemit at Bitcoin Meister. And yeah, and of course, I was talking about YouTube being a problematic platform. That's why I diversify on Steemit, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Minds too. Like, check out the link below for that. I'm Bitcoin Meister on that. Yeah, some people follow me on there. I got I got a few. I've up to like 2,500 on Steemit. That's pretty cool. Hey man, be in motion. You guys join Steemit. It's fun. Don Cornelius, you should get on Steemit. All right. What is next here? Oh yeah, the Bitcoin to the Moon dude. He has a blog post about my show yesterday, and he said, if there was an Airbnb on the moon, because we're going to the moon here. Remember that. If there was an Airbnb on the moon, you can guarantee that the Bitcoin Meister would spend a week or two there, broadcasting daily episodes of the One Bitcoin Show. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, I would. My Airbnb, I'm all over the place. And I was going to talk about Airbnb today. I'll save that for tomorrow. I have some thoughts on Airbnb and cryptocurrency and people trying to FUD Airbnb. Airbnb is freaking awesome, dudes. Awesome. It's great for when you're traveling. You got the traveling around the world, work for yourself, independent Bitcoin lifestyle, minimalist, like I do. All right. So LitePay. Oh my God. Well, a few weeks ago, I even talked about LitePay. Everyone was making a big deal how this LitePay company, you're going to be able to make. They're going to make it easy to do daily transactions, coffee transactions with Litecoin. And there was a lot of hype. A lot of people, even the great Charlie Lee was hyping it up of Litecoin. And he is an honest man. And so I give him credit for what I'm about to say here. Well, first of all, the Litecoin Foundation has this announcement. We wanted to inform you that a couple of days ago, the Litecoin Foundation was contacted by Kenneth Asari, CEO of LitePay, informing us that he has ceased all operations and is preparing to sell the company. And so then Charlie Lee, Satoshi Light, the great Litecoin founder, had to say, and this is all linked to below, like everyone else, we got too excited about something that was too good to be true. And we optimistically overlooked many of the warning signs. I am sorry for having hyped up this company and this company and Val to do better due diligence in the future. So even guys like the great Charlie Lee can get carried away, and much credit for him for tweeting that out. But just keeping that, because that pumped the price of Litecoin too when that LitePay thing was being hyped up. So be real careful, everyone. Everyone can get fooled, and everyone can get too excited about certain things. Just try to remain calm. Don't get fudded out by crypto noise. But then there's the other stuff that you can get overhyped by, and you can end up making mistakes also. So we have to be moderate here. We can't get too excited about the positive, because the positive might not be true in that case. So, and that's just on the Litecoin scale. Imagine it on the much bigger Bitcoin scale. So I wanted to remind everyone, this is the great Luis Buenaventura gave me this when I was at the San Francisco conference. It's called Who is Monero Cat? And so I linked to Luis's Twitter below. So if you want to get this Monero Cat comic book that he made. And I'm bringing this up because I noticed that Luis is going to be in Calgary when I'm going to be in Calgary, hopefully. I don't want to jinx anything yet. So that's a little sneak preview. Something's going down in Calgary in July. Something. and I'm going to be there, and maybe Vortex and Benny and who knows. Oh, okay, we'll get to that when I get confirmation of it. Luis will be there too. So if we'll see. All right, so Adam's being nebulous. Pound that like button if you like little sneak previews and you're a Canadian. Alberta, baby. Bret Hart, baby. No, Bret Hart is not going to be where I'm going to be if I'm going to be in Alberta, but he is from Alberta. Yeah, I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid. Yeah, who didn't? Okay, so the best there was, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. That's not me. That's Bret Hart. So here's another tweet from the great Matt Odell. He says, and this is great. He lists coins and the percentage they're down from their all-time high. And some of them are kind of high. Like Bitcoin is it's down 60% from its all-time high. But in the last year, Bitcoin is up 569%. Okay? So there's your crypto perspective. There are a lot of coins that are like that. They're down a lot from their all-time highs, but since last year, in terms of dollars, and again, we value our wealth in Bitcoin, in terms of dollars, they're up incredible percentages. So just, that's all about long-term thinking again. Long-term thinking into the past. Look how much things have changed in the last year. You can pick arbitrary numbers like, well, it's down X% since its all-time high. But in the if you listen to me in 2015, you'd be so freaking, you'd be in great shape, okay? You wouldn't care how much it's down since it's all-time high. So just think long-term 2020, strong hand, buy and hold. Just hold on to it, dudes. Don't try to do fancy stuff. Again, everyone's a genius in hindsight, okay? All these people talking about how they flipped and they didn't flip anything. There are all these big talkers out there. Don't get fudded out by them. Just think about how much it's gone up in the last year and be patient. Be patient. All right, speaking about FUD, here's some anti-FUD in a tweet. Hackers tried to steal funds from a Lightning channel just to end up losing theirs as the penalty system worked as expected. Ooh. So yeah, go and FUD Lightning Network, people. There's what really happens. They try to hack it, they lose. They lose. All right, so here's the tweet of the day from Carpe Not Tom. He says, remember, kids, the average lifespan of a day trader is only 3 weeks. 95% of all traders lose their money. All right. So most of you traders, you're going to end up in worse shape than this guy. This guy has zero well, he has 1 Bitcoin, it looks like. He has 0 Bitcoin. He's a stuffed animal. You're going to be in debt, you dudes, okay? So don't end up worse than a stuffed animal and become a trader, okay? It's bad. So again, the average lifespan of a day trader is only 3 weeks. Who knows how scientific that statistic is? And 95% of all traders lose their money. Well, that is true. So strong hand, people. Strong hand. Just think the year 2020, Bitcoin halving, collect your crypto dividends. It's just learn what a savings account is, people, okay? Like, talk to your grandmother. I talk to my grandmother all the time. She's 95 years old. And she handles her money better than 80% of you out there, I would say. But she's not trying to flip Bitcoin or anything. She's just got, she's got an old-fashioned savings. Now, I wouldn't set up an old-fashioned savings account anymore. You want the new-fashioned savings account, which is just Bitcoin, just holding Bitcoin. All right. And finally, I've talked about people making excuses before, why they didn't get Bitcoin. And I remember back in 2016, when Bitcoin was $700, I'm telling my friend about Bitcoin. And he came up with this type of excuse. I call it like the smart excuse. And, it makes you seem very intelligent, well-read, like you actually know what you're talking about. And it gives you legitimacy. It gives your excuse legitimacy. He said, well, Adam, how about How about if a competitor overtakes Bitcoin? I've heard there's like this Ethereum competitor. I don't know if he even named Ethereum, but he's like, I heard there's a number 2. It could overtake Bitcoin. So he gives the excuse like, I don't want to get into Bitcoin because another coin might overtake it. So that's the way I just avoid Bitcoin. I won't pay $700 for a coin, or I won't pay $70 for 0.1. I'll just, because I've heard, I know about cryptocurrency. I'm not making fun of my friend, but everyone. So these complex excuses that seem, you can have like philosophical talks about them and everything. Like, well, let's compare MySpace and Friendster and Facebook to this paradigm of cryptocurrency. And so you get into this long discussion, and then they're like, well, no, I just won't buy any. And then then that's 2016. And then they look back now and it's like $8,000. And they're like, ooh, God, maybe I wasn't that smart. Maybe trying to make my argument seem really smart and legitimate was just a total lame-o excuse. So yeah, don't try to complicate your excuses, people. All right. It's a waste of time. Maybe you sound smart. Maybe you can get into some philosophical discussion about your excuse, but all it is just an excuse. You're not truly in motion. You're just one of these dudes. You end up with 0 Bitcoin, and hey, man, that's not too cool. You want to this is the one Bitcoin show. So again, if you are a Bitcoin holder already and you're encountering a friend who's coming up with these smart excuses, call them out on it and say, dude, that's great. We can have a philosophical discussion later. Just get into this. It's a newfangled savings account. And, refer them to that story. It was $700 then. You don't know what it's $700 then. No coin has overtaken it. Okay. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. There's only one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. So pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. I will say hello to you guys in the chat right now. Bye.